What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be playing Giant Graveyard. So this is currently the best Giant Graveyard deck in the game. Traditionally it used to be played with Musketeer, but actually the best variant right now has Witch in it, just because I think it synergizes so well with the Giant in the Graveyard. And a lot of people are using Fireball right now, which of course doesn't do too good against the Witch because a log needs to be paired with it, and if they go for a Fireball log, then it's a good time to go for a Giant Graveyard. There's not a lot of people using Poison, which is why Witch synergizes so well in this deck. Only viable Witch deck in the game in my opinion. Obviously Dark Prince is going to be a really reliable counter against the Goblin Drill, and then the Inferno Drag is going to give you a chance against Lava Hound decks. Giant Graveyard with Musketeer and Bats really struggled against Lava Hound decks, but because this variant has the Inferno Drag, you have a much better chance. Obviously you're going to need Fireball in the deck instead of Snowball because there's so much Mother Witch right now. This variant of Giant Graveyard actually has a small chance of beating Electro Giant because you have Fireball for that Mother Witch, and if they use their Tornado on something else besides the Inferno Drag, you can go for an Inferno Drag on top of the E-Giant or just Tower Trade off of them too. So before we get in the first game, if you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS in any Supercell game. Really do appreciate all the support. It does mean a lot. So currently at 6693, season just started. Of course we're going to try to climb up even more, and see you guys when we find the first game. Alright, let's go guys. Found our first game here. Please subscribe if you guys don't want to miss any of my content. We'd really appreciate that. So we're going to wait for him, see if he wants to do anything. He's just going to go Dark Prince in the back, so we'll go for a Dark Prince as well. And I'm going to just Giant in front because we have our Dark Prince still alive. It's going to apply some pressure, force a good amount of elixir out of him. We see a P.E.K.K.A. I'm hoping that this Baby Dragon can go in front of the P.E.K.K.A. so it's going to be a little easier to take out. Yes, it does. That's really good. So we just Inferno Drag here. We can go for a Skarmy like this. This will tell us what spell he has. We'll see if he has a Zap or if he has like a Barb Barrel, something like this. You're just going to let that die, which is interesting. He's going to have an E-Wiz. Okay. So E-Wiz is going to be good against our Inferno Drag, obviously, but I think we can still work our way around it. Go for a Witch here on top of this E-Wiz. And I think after this, we'll Dark Prince in front to have a little bit of support for this Witch. This is going to force most likely a Dark Prince out of him. No, he goes Baby Dragon. Okay, he spent quite a lot of elixir there. And if that Bandit died, I would have gone Giant Graveyard at the bridge in the opposite lane. But unfortunately, since it lived, I have to arrow that, which means I have to commit 3 elixir. So I'm not going to do the Giant Graveyard push I was hoping to do because I had to cycle arrows, which really is unfortunate. But let's just I guess chill for now. We're fine leaking a little bit of elixir. This isn't really like a cheap deck or anything like that, so you don't need to stress about always making a play. This way, if we leak elixir, we can wait for him to do something, and then let's say he cycles like an E-Wiz in the back or even like a P.E.K.K.A. in the back, we could actually go for a Giant Graveyard in the opposite lane, which could be very difficult for him to defend. So let's see what he wants to do. He's not going to do anything. So you know what? Since he's not doing anything, let's just cycle our Inferno Drag now, just to like get things rolling. And let's see. He's going to go for a Ram Rider. I'm going to Skarmy here. We're going to go for a Witch. He's going to Dark Prince. We kind of blocked the bridge, so the Ram Rider stays in front, which is great. Let's see here. Maybe Giant in front, and then now we can go for a Graveyard. Let's see if he's got a Poison. If he does, that would be very annoying, because he's got obviously then a great answer to the Graveyard, but most people aren't using Poison. He's not. He's actually going to lose his tower here. I don't know how he didn't defend that. I honestly am a little confused, and I really want to check his spell after this game, because I'm actually, I don't know what just happened, to tell you guys the truth. I mean, we just went for one push and we won the game. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless right now. Let's check out what spell he had. Maybe it was a Lightning. Yeah, Lightning. There you go. That's why the Witch is kind of annoying. I mean, of course, Lightning does get good value against it, but if you start to build up a Graveyard push, he can't Lightning and then also defend. It's 6 elixir and then he's only got 4 left to defend. It just makes things, I guess, kind of awkward for him. So really easy first win there. Yeah, let's head into our second game. Alright, here we go, guys. Founding game versus By the Check. Giant Witch and a couple spells in our starting hand. Not a bad starting hand. I mean, if he doesn't do anything, we could actually cycle... Alright, let's cycle arrows. Actually, I could have gone Witch, because he just went for a log. But now we'll go Witch. Definitely going to go Witch into this Dark Prince. And then, if he goes Fireball, I might go for a Giant in front to try to protect the Witch. But we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to Fireball, so we're going to Giant. We know he doesn't have log and cycle right now. I'm going to Scar... Wait, I'm going to Scar me, I think. That's so aggressive. The problem is he activated the King Tower. We can still win though, but that's going to make things a little harder. I'm praying he doesn't have an Electro Spirit. Hopefully he's using the Cage variant. If he's using the Cage variant, we can definitely come back and win this matchup. But if he has Electro Spirit, things are going to be kind of harder because Electro Spirit's really good against the Graveyard. But yeah, if they have Fisherman, it's pretty easy for them to activate the King. But... I didn't know he had it. I should have known there was a good chance he had RG, but yeah, it was a little unlucky. I still think we can win this though, but we need to be a little passive until double elixir. Okay, let's just go Giant. I can't go Giant in front of the Witch in Graveyard because then I wouldn't have enough elixir to play a Fireball on the Mother Witch. That's why I was saying I need to be passive here in this situation. He's actually going to pre-place the Mother Witch before I play the Graveyard. That's a pretty interesting play in my opinion. We can go for an Inferno Drag here on top of his RG. And then let's wait because I think he's going to... Yeah, I was going to say Fisherman. So I didn't want to go Graveyard just yet. We're playing pretty passive here. Let's just go... Okay, let's Fireball this. And now we're going to go in here. Gotta watch out for the Mother Witch, but he's not back to it yet because he used it on offense. And look at all this damage we're getting. We're going to arrow here. Oh, the Witch is on the tower. Witch, let's go. Witch MVP. Who knew? One of the worst cards in the game, actually the MVP there at the end, putting us in Fireball range. So even though he got that King Tower activated, we still managed to somehow, you know, win that, which proves that it's not impossible against RG, even if they get that activation, because their only reliable answer, if they don't have the Electro Spirit variant, like you saw, he had the Cage, which meant that he had no good answer to the Graveyard besides the Mother Witch. So if I had Fireball and Cycle for that, or if he didn't even have that in Cycle, there was really no efficient way for him, like effective way to take out the Graveyard, because he had to use his logs on, of course, like my Skarmies and, you know, Witches. So it was pretty hard for him, where we kind of just overwhelmed them. But anyway, let's get into the next game. I found a game versus Sean King here. Oh yeah, also the other thing, Inferno Drag, as you noticed, is so good against the RG. So give him the good luck. Let's see what we want to do here. So he's going to go Heal Spirit. Or Fire Spirit, excuse me. I don't know why I thought that was a Heal Spirit. Mixed that up for some reason. I almost never do, but... Alright, we're going to go Giant here on top of this Drill. Ooh, I think we should have a good matchup here versus Drill Cycle, because we have Dark Prince. We also have arrows against the Bomber, and overall he doesn't... Ooh, he actually misplayed the Tesla. A little bit of a mistake there on his end, so our Giant will be able to get 2 hits on top of the tower. Very nice. Let's go for a Witch here on top of this Ghost. Let's see what variant he's using. Let's see if he has the Fireball variant, or if he's using the variant with Princess, where if that's the case, he's not going to have any spell. Let's just cycle Inferno Drag here. And I don't know yet if he has a spell. We'll have to see. So we're going to go Skarmy here. We want to wait until the Drill's down, so this way the Drill doesn't deal splash damage on top of the Skarmy, because that would be really bad, of course. And we're going to be passive in this matchup. We don't want to play a Graveyard until double Elixir, I don't think, because his cycle's so fast, so we just want to make sure that we don't get out-cycled early on. I will in this situation go for a Giant in the back just because we are up a little bit of Elixir, and because I'm pretty confident if he goes for a Drill, we can get some good counter push for, like, with this Witch here, for example, in the opposite lane. And now, because he just went for an aggressive Drill, we're going to go ahead and go for our first Graveyard of the game with the Giant. He didn't block the bridge with the Tesla. That's what I was waiting for. I hesitated for a second before I played it to make sure he didn't do that, and he didn't. So we're going to go Arrows here, take out the Bomber. Bandit should get taken out as well, or at least be very, very critical condition in terms of health. Giant gets a couple hits on top of the tower, and you guys can see this is what this deck does so good against Drill Cycle when you have that Dark Prince for the Drill every time for the most part. And even if you don't have it in cycle, this specific variant he's using is looking like he doesn't even have a spell, unless he just, I don't know, hasn't used it yet. But anyway, we're going to go for another Graveyard here. We might not even need an Arrow. Let's see what he wants to do. If he plays like a Bomber or something, we will Arrow, but it looks like we don't even need to. Tower is in arrow range though, so we can just easily take it out, obviously. We can just go for, he finally plays the Drill to the side, which is what I was thinking he should have done earlier in the game. Good arrows there, we can just go Dark Prince there. And with 10 seconds to go, all we need to do is just fireball the tower, and then we're able to get the win. So yeah, I would say pretty easy matchup. There isn't really much he can do at all to defend the Graveyards. He literally, I don't think, had a single Graveyard counter because, you know, no spell, and yeah, very popular Drill deck he's using. Actually, let me double check. Yeah, he did. So he had a Fireball, but a Fireball, that's not going to do anything against a Graveyard, obviously. I mean, that's just a horrible trade. He had no small spell, like he didn't have Log, he didn't have anything like that. But yeah, that variant he's using is commonly used with Princess, I think, instead of the Fireball, but sometimes people like to make some substitutes, which is common in Drill Cycle decks at this current time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the next game. Alright, we found a match here versus Chakra, so we'll give him the good luck. I don't know if you guys know who Chakra is. He's an Expo player. If you guys didn't know, he's a big, I think he's a big, fan of, Best NA and, some of those other Expo players. So we'll see here if we're able to get the win. He's going to go, so we know he's got, it looks like it's just going to be 3.0, like he's not using Icepo, which of course would be really, really annoying. He's going to cycle his Log, so I'm thinking we could actually just go Witch in the back here. He's going to go Tesla. I wonder if he knows what we're using yet. Maybe he doesn't, I don't know. I'm going to Graveyard, I think, because he just used his Log. He doesn't have it in rotation. And we can arrow the archers. Look at that right there. Arrow on top of the archers. And he is going to defend pretty nicely, but he had to spend a good amount of elixir, so there's no way he can go in for an Expo right now, because if he does, I'm just going to go for a Giant and Skarmy on top of it, because I know that he doesn't have a Log in rotation, so he just wouldn't be able to do anything. Now, though, he could go in for one, knowing that he probably knows what I'm using, but with him playing a low Tesla like that, I feel like there's a very small chance he does go in for the Expo, but it looks like he does, so we're going to go Giant, and he's going to go for a Knight. And then let's see what we want to do here. I do think we need to Fireball this, just because it would have, I don't know, dealt a little bit too much more damage than I would have liked. I'm going to let the Knight connect, because he's going to let the Inferno Drag get a little bit of chip damage, so definitely worth sacrificing a little bit just to make sure that we don't... oh, I just realized she's a level 12. Wait a second. I didn't even notice that until now. Did you guys even notice that? I didn't even notice that for a second. Anyway, I'm going to go Inferno Drag. That was a pretty aggressive Fireball on top of that Inferno Drag, because it doesn't even take it out, so it's not even worth, in my opinion. And we do know he's going to play Archers. Oh, no, he's not. He's just going to play Log. He plays the Archers, but he plays them very late. He, I guess, preferred to play it after, so that way he could take off most of them with the Log, and that way when I arrow the Archers, by that point, it didn't really matter for him, because the graveyard was already dealt with for the most part. So that was actually a pretty smart play on his end there. We can go Dark Prince here, and yeah, things are looking pretty good for us here. I feel like this is quite an easy matchup for us because with us having, of course, arrows for the... And that was not a good expo because the Tesla is not helping out at all, so it was just a waste of a push, in my opinion. It's not really going to force me to spend any more elixir besides a giant, so I think that was for sure a bad expo, in my opinion. It just didn't do anything for him, so he's going to go for another one here. I guess we can just go for a Skarmy, and then we can go for a giant, and then let's just go ahead and fireball here the archers and the expo. And yeah, this is just pretty difficult for him. As long as we don't let him get an expo connection, this should be a pretty nice, clean, easy win here. He's going to try to make another effort, though, to get an expo lock, so let's be careful. We're going to go for an Inferno Drag here. Let's go for a Skarmy like this time, so this way he's not able to predict it, like in case he were to go for a prediction log in the middle, knowing that that's where I dropped the Skarmy last time. Always make sure to switch up your placements so other people can't predict it. It's pretty important. So I guess we can just go for another Witch in the back here, and he is going to set up for another Expo. We can just go Dark Prince here, and then yeah, like at this point, it's so hard for him because we can just kind of like, it's in triple elixir, we just have to make sure we're getting something down to like block, and then he's not able to get a lock. I'm gonna just go for another Witch. We can go for another Giant at the bridge. We know that he has to pressure with an Expo, so I kind of just predicted it, excuse me. We can go Fireball, and that is gonna be GG. There's just no way he's able to win in this situation. The Expo player, the only way they can possibly win this matchup is in single elixir, and with him being a level 12, I think it makes it even harder. But if he was a level 13, we obviously still would have won. This game wasn't even close. Like you can see, he hasn't... What I'm trying to say is him being a level 12 doesn't really affect him getting an Expo lock because the Expo's max level, and the Expo relies on the support, obviously, from the Tesla, not really about like his tower health, so it didn't really affect the outcome at all. We still would have won. It might have just taken longer, or I guess we wouldn't have taken his tower, but we would have, of course, won off of tower damage still. So nice win regardless, though. I mean, he put up like a pretty good fight. I think like even really good Expo players struggle in that type of matchup just because I got arrows for the archers, obviously, and Giant is a pretty solid tank against Expo. Despite me thinking Giant's pretty weak, it is still pretty reliable against the Expo in most situations. Anyway, I think we're going to go for one final game maybe, or maybe one more after. It's really quick. We'll see, but I think one more, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, so here we go. Thinking, what should we... Let's go Dark Prince. We'll go Dark Prince. Ooh, you just went... Wait a second. I think I played this guy. Didn't I play this guy earlier in the video? Does the name look familiar? Anyway, we're going to kite that P.E.K.K.A. with the Giant. We're going to go Witch here. The Skellies are going to distract it. And he's pretty low on elixir right now, so the Giant should be able to get some good damage. And I think this is the same guy we played against earlier in the video. Unless I'm mistaken him. Unless I'm mistaking this guy for someone else. I don't know. But yeah, see, when you're high up on ladder, you often verse the same people in a short time span. It's kind of crazy. Alright, we're going to fireball this back. Wait, actually, I'm going to arrow it because I don't want it to... I think it would have charged on my tap. Yeah, it's a -2 trade, but... You know, felt like I kind of had to do it. Otherwise, it just... I don't know. I didn't really want to take a Ram Rider charge. We can go Skarmy like this. This is actually a good place to play it against a Dark Prince. It'll fully counter it and also make it so they can't predict it with, like, a Bar Barrel, because if he played at the bridge, obviously Bar Barrel can hit it all. and it makes it so they can't do that, which is really nice. I'm just going to go Dark Prince here on top of this. He does go for... We're actually going to just kite this here, I think. And then we're going to go for an Inferno Drag on top of this. And then we're going to go for a Graveyard here. Really, really nice defense. Hopefully this counter push can get some nice damage on his tower. Arrows come in, and look at that, guys. That damage piling up. We're going to go for a nice little Fireball here. That's going to kill the Ewiz because one skeleton connected to it, which means he has to defend this Inferno Drag. He's going to go for a Skarmy, so we're going to go Dark Prince. We're going to play the Skarmy low, so this way he can't go for a Bar Barrel on top of the Skarmy, and we defend that really, really nicely. So I think we go for Giant here. We go Graveyard. He's low on Elixir. We're definitely up in Elixir. He might have enough for a P.E.K.K.A, but if he goes in for one, he won't be able to... Wait, let's Fireball this. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. We're able to defend. And you know what? We'll play one more bonus game. But guys, that was... We played that guy... That was the same person, right? Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... So only 6 games ago I played against him. And this isn't even like end of the season where that's like more likely to happen, especially when you're like top 100. This is like early season and I played... Wow. That's remarkable. That has not happened to me in a long time. Early season, that has not happened to me in a long time. End season, or if I'm like top 100, yeah, that's pretty common. But not when I'm like not even like top like 200 or anything. Wow. But okay. Yeah, we'll go for one more game. That one was quite quick. All right, here we go, guys. This will be our final match. I do not know how to pronounce this guy's name, and I don't even want to try. Very bad starting hand. We're just going to go Skarmy and Graveyard at the bridge. Ah! Poison! No! Bro, no one uses poison. And of course, the one person who uses it, it's the worst situation possible. Come on. Alright, I'm going to go Inferno Drag here. We might be able to defend this. Hopefully he doesn't have a zap. Okay, let's Fireball. Go Arrows on top, and we defend. Fireball Arrows, very, very good against the Night Witch, because even though it is a 7-for-4 trade, it's very, very annoying if you don't otherwise do that, and also you're getting some damage, of course, versus the Golemites. But yeah, it could have been worse. I mean, we had a horrible trade, right? We just went in for 8 Elixir at the bridge. He went for 4 Elixir, pretty much fully countered it, and we ended up defending okay, considering our situation. Also, he went Golem first play. You know, Golem first play, by the way. You know, very skillful starting play. I'm going to go Giant here, and then we're going to go Graveyard just to keep up the pressure. He's going to poison the Witch, which means the Graveyard, hopefully he... Oh my gosh, of course he has a Log. Bro, I don't know why he has Log and Poison in a Golem deck. Like, I could understand a Lightning and a Bar Barrel, but, like, sir, this is a Golem deck. You know, you're not supposed to be using Poison and a Log in it. But of course it works, because I'm using Graveyard, you know. Oh, and he has a Zap. And he has a Zap, as if it wasn't enough. He's got a Zap, too. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's give this guy a round of applause here. Amazing deck creation here from this guy, but now he doesn't have a Zap and cycle for the Inferno Drag. Uh-oh, things could get a little scary for him now. Alright, let's just get a tower trade here. I'm gonna just Fireball this. Wait, let's go in. King Tower's gonna get... Let's Skarmy here. If he logs the Graveyard, then... Wait. That was a lot of damage. And he doesn't have many P.E.K.K.A on cycle. Let's go in. We're going to go Witch. He's going to go like Mega Minion. Yes, sir. Let's arrow this. Hopefully he hits the bats. It doesn't, but... Giant gets a hit. Okay, this is beautiful. Let's just Firewall this. Perfect. Okay, let's just go Graveyard, Dark Prince. in the pocket. If we can just get a little bit of damage, we'll probably win if we just go in for another one after this. I'm going to Witch. Ah, yes. The golem in the pocket. We're going to go Giant Skarmy. And then just Fireball the Mini P.E.K.K.A away. If the Giant just gets 2 hits, we win. We win. Very, very interesting deck creation out of this guy. Still managed to win, though. Yeah, nice game to end off of. That is going to be it for the video. We managed to climb up to 6,800 early season, so I don't even care where I'm at, but we're still fairly high up. I barely even played any games since after recording yesterday's video. I just played like a couple friendly battles with someone, but then after that, so I barely played beginning of the season. I need a break after playing I play like 12 hours, 14 hours last day of the season. Every top ladder player does if they're going for a good finish. So I always need to give myself like a mental break. So I pretty much only play when I'm recording videos the first couple days of the season. I didn't even stream. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to like it if you did, subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Thanks again. Until next time, guys.